Hello to all the salon professionals out there, and welcome back to my hairstylist how-to business channel. Today, we're going to cover a topic that's a little like a hair splinter, annoying and also a little painful, and that's clients who are always late to their appointments. Frustrating, right? I think I just heard a collective ugh from everyone out there. I want you to picture this. You had a long day and your kids were up again and again last night and you woke up tired. You made it through the entire day and then you get a text from your last client of the day. She's coming in for a 3-hour cut, color, and blonding service, and she says she's gonna be there 10 minutes late. You think to yourself, no problem, and text her back saying, that's fine, that's okay. 25 minutes later, she strolls in with a plate of food and an iced latte, acting as if nothing happened, and even has the audacity to ask you to wait 5 more minutes while she makes an important call. Now, be honest with me. How would that make you feel? Let me know down below in the comments. Oh, and before I forgot to mention, she did the exact same thing last time she was scheduled. Okay, now how do you feel? So before our heads start exploding, I'm here to say I've got your back, and I'm going to guide you through how to handle the tough talks with your habitually late clients. But first, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name's Mary and I run the Stylist Consultant. I'm a business development educator with over 10 years of business experience working as a hairstylist and a business owner behind the chair. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I'm going to be bringing you tough real-life situations that we as stylists face on occasion and show you how you can use critical thinking and good communication to confidently handle any situation that comes your way while minimizing the odds of future frustrations. I want to help you bulletproof your business so you can stress less and get back to what you love doing, bringing your talents to the world one head of hair at a time. So let's get started. Dealing with a client who's not considerate of your time can be so challenging. And more than that, it can be frustrating or even infuriating. We do all that we can to respect our clients' time and their schedules by showing up on time. But what do you do when you have a client who doesn't seem to return the favor and seemingly has made a habit out of this unwanted behavior? Why is it that when it comes to our regulars, we can almost predict who's going to be late and who's going to show up on time? Why are these clients habitually late? Well, some people have zero sense of time. Some people are lacking time management skills. Some are just totally oblivious to anyone else's needs but their own, and some simply just don't care about the impact that their actions may have on someone else's day. When clients arrive more than 15 or so minutes late, it can leave us as their stylist frustrated and upset because it can hurt us professionally, especially if their tardiness causes you to fall behind your schedule, therefore making you late in starting subsequent appointments. And it can cut into your work-life balance if you're being forced to stay late because of them. I mean, how do you think they would feel if they were made to stay late at work without being paid anything extra? I bet they'd feel pretty unhappy about that, and this really is no different. Both of those situations could put any stylist on the fast track to burnout station, and no one wants that. To give you a real-life example from early on in my career, let me tell you about one of my clients. Let's call her Jane. Jane was in her early 40s, had a stellar career, and was a very busy mom. She was referred to me by a stylist friend who had made the choice to retire. Jane was an easy cut, color touch-up client who I would see every 5 weeks. The first few appointments were great. She was an easy client and we got along so well. Around the 3rd or 4th appointment though, Jane started showing up late. 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, up to 30 minutes late. And being a newer stylist, I was scared to have that tough talk with Jane, so I let it slide for several appointments. But after several months of this, I decided I had had enough. At Jane's next appointment, she was not in my chair at her scheduled time, and after 5 minutes, I texted her explaining that her tardiness was having an impact both on my business and on my work-life balance. She apologized and told me that while her appointment was set for 3, she actually didn't get out of work until 3:15, 15 minutes after her scheduled time. She told me that booking the 3 o'clock opening was her preference because it gave her motivation to get out of work early, and she wanted to continue booking my 3 o'clock spot. So hesitantly, I agreed, but I told her that moving forward, she would have 15 minutes of grace time before I would cancel the appointment. She agreed, and for another 2 appointments, we were fine before the old habits started kicking back in. So by this point, her continued lateness had single-handedly wasted at least 10 hours of my time, either by causing me to sit around and wait for her arrival or by making me late to the appointments after her, which ultimately led to cutting into my time with my family because I would go home late. All of which was spent not getting paid and being rightfully upset. The following day, I called Jane and I requested time to chat with her. So, do you want to know the strategies I used to handle the situation with Jane? Also, would you like to know how you can open up the lines of communication without opening up a can of conflict? Keep watching. Okay, so now that we've talked about late clients and the impact they can have on your business and your day, let's talk about strategies we can use to talk to these serial schedule killers and get them on the path to good behavior. Something that makes this delicate dance tough is that we as stylists might come across as too angry, upset, or irritated, and our client may go immediately into an emotional and defensive state, which could ultimately open us up to a bad review. Whereas being too aloof about it can come back to bite us in the rear because your client may feel that being on time is just a suggestion and not a policy. So, here are my suggestions to confidently communicate your needs as a business owner to your client. First, as always, you're going to want to start off with a positive note. This is because it sets the tone for the conversation and is a good way to immediately get the client out of a defensive mindset. Next, you'll want to directly address the issue. Address the elephant in the room. Tell them why you need to have a chat with them regarding their tardiness. Then you'll want to tell them the impact that their late arrivals are having on you and your business. Did the fact that they were late make you late for another appointment? Did it cut into your family time? Did it cause you to lose money if they had to reschedule from being so late? Next, you're going to want to propose alternatives or ask for their input on finding a solution. Doing this sends a message that you are determined to amicably find a situation that will meet both your needs as a business owner and their needs as a client. Tell them the consequence for their continued tardiness. You don't have to mention firing them because this may cause emotions to go on high alert, but clearly stating that being more than 15 minutes late will result in the forfeiture of the appointment along with a late cancellation fee will work for this purpose. On a quick note, if you haven't seen my video on late cancellations and the importance of your cancellation policy and proactive measures, I highly recommend tuning into that. I will put a link down below in the show notes. Lastly, you're going to want to end with a positive. We are making a positive sandwich here, you guys. By this, I mean we are opening up with the positive, putting everything else in the middle, and we're going to end with a positive, reinforcing that we are not angry or irritated. It will simply reinforce the positive tone in the letter and encourage your client to look at things through a less defensive disposition. After you've done all of that, the last thing you're going to want to do is be sure to follow through with what you say. Otherwise, you'll likely find yourself back at the start, just as I did the first time I did not have any follow through with Jane. While we're on the topic of Jane, here's an example of what I said to her. If you were tuned into the beginning of the video, Jane was my client early in my career who was pretty much always 30 minutes late to her 3 o'clock appointment. Dear Jane, I hope you're doing well. Let me start off by saying I have loved getting to know you and I value your business. However, I want to discuss an important matter regarding your appointments that has been weighing heavily on my mind. Over the last several months, I've noticed an increasing pattern of tardiness, which is causing some challenges for me as your stylist and for my business. Quality of service is so important to me, and I want to ensure you get the full time and value out of each service with me. By arriving late to your appointments, we have gone over your scheduled time, and I often have run into a situation where I'm late getting to my next client, therefore cutting into their scheduled time. This also generally has a ripple effect and leads me to get home late, which not only cuts into my work-life balance, but also affects my time with my family. During that time, I am in no way compensated for the extra time I am at the salon. While a one-time occurrence where you run a few minutes late is to be expected and is totally fine, the habitual nature of the late arrivals adds up quickly. To ensure a better experience for both of us, I would kindly and respectfully like to propose a few ideas to find a solution. 1, I can schedule you for a weekend appointment. 2, I can try to schedule you on your lunch hour. 3, I can schedule you at 3:30 on the days you work. 4, I can continue scheduling you at 3, but add on a fee for the 30 minutes of extra time needed. Or 5, I can continue to schedule you at 3, but please note that after 15 minutes, I will be forced to cancel the appointment and charge a late cancellation fee. Also, a booking fee would be required for this option. Lastly, please note that while a one-time occurrence where you run 5 to 10 minutes late is totally fine, the habitual nature of arriving up to 30 minutes late adds up quickly. Any future tardiness greater than 15 minutes will automatically result in the cancellation of your appointment and a late cancellation fee totaling 50% of your missed service. I want to emphasize that these suggestions are not meant to convey any anger or hostility. Instead, they are aimed at ensuring the future health of my business and maintaining a fair and respectful environment for all of my clients. If you have any questions or concerns regarding this business matter, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly. Your understanding and cooperation are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for your attention to this matter, and I look forward to your future appointments. Warmest regards, Mary. You guys, literally, that was all it took to get Jane on better behavior. She began booking the 3:30 appointment and was for the most part pretty punctual after that. I didn't have to lose a client and I didn't have to get into a takedown brawl over this. I just had to use professional and polite communication to set clear and firm expectations moving forward. So now that we've handled one client, let's talk about what we can do to avoid this situation in the future so we don't have to have these confrontations with clients so often. The first thing you're going to want to do is set clear expectations. Post your policies regarding late arrivals. Clients aren't mind readers, and they may not even think of the impact that their late arrival might have on your day, business, or life. I recommend making sure it's easy to spot in a place that your client will definitely see them. I recommend posting them on your website, social media pages, Google business page, online booking site, or even on a new client intake form if you're all about efficiency. Now, you've heard me say this before, but it's okay. And I even encourage you to set expectations and tell your clients what you expect of them, just as they have no problem telling you what they expect of you. Next, you're going to want to communicate these expectations with your clients ahead of time. For my existing clients, I would send out an email ahead of their scheduled appointment with all of the information needed for their appointment, along with all of my salon policies. For new clients, I sent them a new client intake form to fill out ahead of their appointment, which they were prompted to check a box signing that they had read all of my policies. Third, make sure you have an appointment reminder system in place. Online booking systems are great for sending out reminders because they send both emails and texts. However, if you're still team book and paper, a simple phone call or text will suffice. Lastly, don't be afraid to regularly review and adjust your policies when needed. If you're noticing a spike in clients who are habitually arriving late, don't be scared to review your policies and tweak them. The beauty of the beauty industry is that we get to choose our own adventure. You know your business better than anyone, and when we're honest with ourselves, we can come up with some pretty innovative and creative ways to solve even our toughest problems. Now, before you come after me about being too strict, let me say this. This doesn't apply to everyone. If your best client shows up late once because of unforeseen circumstances, I recommend doing everything you can to stay on schedule while accommodating the situation to the best of your ability. I totally get that life happens, and this episode is primarily for those problem clients who make a habit out of being late. For those who are really dependable, if they show up late once or if they're a first-time offender, my main suggestion is to give them a gentle reminder of your policies and then go on with the service as planned. The main thing is just to be mindful that you do not let the latecomer cause you to run behind in your subsequent appointments. So say, for example, your client Brittany, who is awesome about being on time and punctual, got stuck in abysmal traffic. Am I going to tell her that she needs to cancel? Likely not. I'm going to tell her that I will do my best to accommodate as much of her appointment as I possibly can without going over time into my next appointment. You guys, it's that easy. Hopefully this information will help you navigate the choppy waters of handling habitually late problem clients, and you'll feel confident tackling this situation armed with your good communication skills and the confidence to have that hard talk, because guess what? You can do hard things. I know you can. All right, you guys, that's all I've got for this week. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. If you learned something new or found this video to be helpful at all, be sure to give the video a like, and to stay up to date on all things related to this channel, please be sure to subscribe. I'll be bringing you new educational videos each week to help you confidently cultivate a 5-star career behind the chair. If there is a topic that you'd like me to cover, I would love to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments below, or you can reach me directly through my website, www.thestylistconsultant.com/contact. I'll throw the link below in the show notes. Lastly, if you are a beauty pro who is ready to level up their game, I am available for one-on-one coaching. With over 10 years experience behind the chair and building a 6-figure business myself, I can offer you expertise in branding, marketing, website design, SEO optimization, and how to create a memorable guest experience. You can find out more about personalized, affordable coaching at thestylistconsultant.com/coaching. I'll be sure to put that link down in the show notes as well. Until next week, remember that you've got this. Just remember to take things one step at a time, and if you need me along the way, I'm here to help. All right, guys, again, my name's Mary. I'm the Stylist Consultant, and I'll see you here next week. Bye.